Thank you so much. So we have a very wonderful and interesting a topic of discussion. And to all who are in attendance, even to the academia, the lecturer, the industry, this is something that is so dear to our hearts. And I would request that to be very patient because we also expect to hear feedback from the other side. And the area of discussion here is the role of industry in the shaping skills for the 21st century. The role of industry for shaping skills for the 21st century. And with this, the few minutes that we're going to take here, I have confidence, I'm persuaded that the panelists that we have here will do justice to this particular topic. And I think I want to stand with you, Brenda. You are going to open the floor for us. Looking at a number of things that are happening, looking at the sector where you are, the employment sector is evolving. And so the question that I'm throwing to your side is, given the rapid pace of technological change, we are talking about AI, we are talking about the fourth revolution, we are talking about IoT, whereby we are trying even to commercialize things that initially we thought could be done by human labor, like deep picking, for example. So, given the rapid pace of technological change, how can the industry effectively collaborate with educational institutions to ensure skills really remain relevant and even still become something that can be considered in the future?
Thank you, Tiket. So in this case, we see that most of these training institutions like CBC, very populated, tech, computer programs like coding, programming, JavaScript. So I think that with this, incorporating the use of the IT, we are able to educate our young ones. So for this strategic doctorates, and then we are able to use the computer as well. They are equipped with the various programs that they can learn in schools.
Thank you so much. Still on that same question, we have students from secondary schools. From what you've just answered or from the question, what would you advise them, taken as they are getting into university, in terms of how do they focus their learning?
Okay, I'd like to encourage students that once you complete your high school, or even once you have completed high school, since we have the technology, we have the internet, you can go. So it's not about that you go to a tele institution. You can buy ballots and learn to do the YouTube tutorials and acquire the skills you need for the really the growth and the difference in the trends in the markets.
Thank you so much. Students, look, let me hear the people. I know we may be battling with the anger, but are you there? Comrades, oye, comrades power, are you there? So now the next, from what I've heard from Brendan, apart from your direct career that you're doing, you should not be focused on that one area. Now I want to move to the next person, and that is Christine. Christine, you mentioned something on soft skills that we need to also then focus on soft skills, even people who are still in high school, director. So the question that I would want you to emphasize, address, or tackle is that how can industry promote, support, and development of essential soft skills such as critical thinking, communication, collaboration, alongside the technical skills? You know, many times learning institutions, we focus so much into technical skills. When you are able to, for an IT student, you are able to do coding, you are able to know with the software. Some of them come with the software that cannot communicate with the users. So how can industry and learning institution find a middle ground whereby Even some of these soft skills can find their ways into some of these labor posts that we are having in the period.
All right. Thank you so much for that question. This brings me back to a memory I have. I have two boys, and these two boys, the Gen Zs and Alton, are more inclined to their gadgets matters. And it's somehow working against them because they do not know how to relate to people. They only know how to relate to the machines. They say to the schools, as you go to the universities, you're taught how to use particular machine. The IT people, we spend most of the time in the machine. They rarely relate to people. They want to write and not to speak. They don't have time to spend with it. So what I can say as earlier as a wild begin the institution, what we can do is engage this young people in activities that get them to speak more, get them to relate more. Besides the machine, let them put aside the machine or whatever they're working with. Let it just be like, let's talk, like what we are doing now. We are just talking. No one is referring anywhere. We are just using what's the brain we have, what the knowledge we gathered, the experience. And now in the working industry, we also employ people who actually do not even know how to express themselves. They come for an interview. This person is well equipped with the knowledge, with the technical skills, but they cannot bring it out. Unfortunately, some of them have lost the opportunity just because of that. And this normally we left the school. As employers, we go back to the school and we say, how as an employer am I supposed to tell that you know this work if you can't explain it to me? So the institutions need to get out and maybe have more exchange program, not the technical, just other activities that will help you learn to relate with others, be a the elect, as she mentioned, and just how to relate to the rest of the world. Because we all get places because of the leadership speaker, not because of the tool I know how to use. I know how to use my computer, my laptop, my phone, but this phone will not take me places. He mentioned here he got a judge because of Socky kites. Safaricom Solar. Safaricom did not see the technical side. They gave him a task job because he's poor. And they thought this is the right person that we have. So let's engage them in more exchange programs where they live each other, they interact more. Let her outdoor activity more. Just the same way we exercise indoor, the tree that we are taking it through the classes, let's also have some outdoor.
Thank you so much. And I believe the academia is also here, the lecturers, the figures are also here. The ballroom is also thrown back to your heart that the schools should take this role. But Chrissy, that takes me also to what I normally wonder, many a times all these APs, the people in the legislation, before they get there, they always know how we enact these things. The moment they get in position, they also get into the other side and, they throw the blame back to the electors. Why I'm saying that before these employers get into employment, they also pass through the universe. What is this that when you are doing this, we didn't do wrong? Because when you put there from the employer side, you are now like them versus us. And that's why I'm also asking this question that, how can we go about it? What is it that we can do together such that even the curriculum that are developed are pushed from the industry side, another institution developing curriculum to suit the needs of a problem that they don't even know about? And the question that I want to use to follow on that question, that's not the question, that's a comment. But my question is, remember there is ChatGPT, still part of technology. And others say, and the statement once said that in the academia that you either publish or perish. And I'm also bringing that to this level. You are either embracing technology like artificial intelligence or you are left behind. So where do we find the balance between embracing AI at the expense of also soft skill? Because some soft skill we lose. I mentioned about critical thinking. Some of that may be so excellent into apply artificial intelligence, but it also cognitive development into soft skills, into interacting with people is left behind. How can we strike the balance?
Yeah. I understand that. I appreciate the times we were in university and in high school because all this technology was not there. So we were forced to use our brains. Right now, they have all the gadgets in their vicinity. They are able to search this and that and get the answers. So, which is okay. But as institutions, I don't know. I still feel like it should not, like my child tells me the teacher told us to search on the web this and this. Okay, my son is only in grade 7 and you're being told to search. What else are they going to search? And every day they will say the teacher's failed research. So as a parent, I'm left wondering if the teacher has failed research and obtaining you put down your budgets. Am I doing justice to this child? No. So, as the institutions, I feel like they need to take up the role more. Let's consent them to go and do research. Go and check for this and this online. Let's do it the way they used to do it before. So that now when they get out there, they would be able to use the gadgets. We did use them. Right now, I can use them and get my answers very fast. But we are introducing the same at a very young age.
Thank you. Very interesting question. I know that will still be more interesting in that area. Back to my Bonasti. The question up for you, and I think within the shortest time possible, you are able to delve into this, considering an increasing emphasis on sustainability and social responsibility. How can the industry integrate these values into skills training programs that prepare the workers for a more ethical and sustainable future?
Thank you so much. On the issue of industry sustainability, you realize that it has become a challenge in terms of forcing most of the industries going out of business. Now, as we put our curriculum forth, you realize that probably in high school or in the university, to my view, is for us to be able to have brains that will be able to think deeper in terms of how sustainability is done. Whatever courses we are offering should be able to take the students on the kind of activities or probably the challenges or the positiveness that they are going to encounter in terms when they are coming to the industry. For example, we under the media industry, you realize that when we are recruiting journalists most of the time come to join the industry as a journalist or as a reporter. But we have to think deeper. Now that we are saying, how can we be able to sustain ourselves? We are supposed also to train our journalists aspects of revenue streams. How do industries make revenue? It is they who are supposed to make the media houses be able to gain revenue. Because also the time realize that the media owners have to go out, negotiate for businesses. But the journalists who work for the media houses are the ambassadors of that media house. So myself, I think if we can be able to have a more curriculum that can be all-rounded in terms of marketing aspect and how to be able to make finances, it will be able to have most of our industries be sustainable. Most industries go out because they cannot be able to match up on whatever is in the market. You realize that the way Mrs. Christine said, the innovation that is outside there, the new technologies, we are supposed to be able to embrace all these technologies so that we look at the value. What value are you bringing that can be able to make me sustainable? I am not the one who's supposed to tip you off, add value to you for me to get value. We are looking for two-sided. You are adding a certain value so that we can be able to have a positive sustainability.
Thank you so much, Steve. And if you look at from the feedback, from the comments that are coming from my panelists, you realize that you are because I da. When it comes to sustainability, based on what Steve has articulately presented, you see, in as much as the industry also looking for revenue, most of them are profit making. They need to still be sustainable financially, even outside there. But at the center, there is also an extreme end whereby we need to coexist in a society where we have values, we have a number of things that we also need to reflect upon. Looking at the other questions that I shared with the Christian, the policy of your port. We have technology, we have ChatGPT, we have artificial intelligence, we have a internet of things. And we are living in a society where I personally, the kids come home, I am home, madam comes home, everybody is on this gadget. To an extent that sometimes you watch the people are smiling, but at who or at what? People are in another society that you don't understand. But when you look at all of this, are we able to have that society where we still can stand with each other, where we can still have the social aspect, where we can still even value the things that really connected us together before we eroded the culture that were adding value to maps? When you look at the quiz that went to Breta, I believe that was also beneficial. I come from a SETA, School of Computing and Informatics. Even some of the examples I used to teach 2 years ago, another example that I need to use today, it is fast evolving that you don't know what is going to come tomorrow. By the time I was teaching some of the students who are now in fourth year, here in first year, AI was like a dream that we were thinking of how will we even place this thing into our day-to-day activity. But as we are speaking today, it is something that we are having. And if you have this generation, and this is out to the industry and to the academy, if we don't also delve into these technologies, we shall have clients who are way much ahead of us. And it becomes very difficult to manage this. Otherwise, I want to take this opportunity to thank my panelists. And before I give it back to the MC, let us give a round of applause to this team here. I am persuaded, I don't know about you, I am very much persuaded that they did justice to this session. Thank you so very much, and may the Lord bless in Christine. And when you go back there, remember we still need you, Brenda. Thank you so much, and stay. Thank you so much. Back to you, the MC.
Thank you. Thank you.